You know, it can take a lifetime to build up good credit, but you can tear it down overnight.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Rhonda Pearson. Credit scores, credit reports. We hear about these everywhere we go today. It can get confusing, and is it really important? Homepage correspondent Christine Worthington met with George Greeley, senior underwriter at Citizens and Northern Bank, to find out more.
Thank you, Rhonda. George, our credit report is more important than ever before.
Absolutely. The easy answer for credit scores would always be, if you need credit, you have to have a score. But you know, it goes much, much deeper than that now. Credit scores affect how you might pay for insurance. They're also used by utility companies. And more importantly than that, it could be even used to select you for a job. So you could lose out on a job opportunity, even though you have all the other credentials, if you have poor credit.
How do they determine your credit score?
Well, your score is determined by Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, using a very nebulous algorithm that they won't share with anyone. And your payment history is probably the biggest determinant of that. You know, whether you've paid late at any given time is going to have an effect right along. Those effects can last up to 7 years, so you have to be very careful if you have troubles to make sure you get with your creditors and see if you can make some other kinds of arrangements. But also your credit cards. People have credit cards and they get them and they rack them up towards the limit. Keeping down in the 20 to 30% range of the limit is much more preferable. It's going to give you a good record. Even if you're paying them on time, if those credit cards are right up on the red line, so to speak, you're going to get nicked for that in the credit. Also, I've researched and stuff we've been working on here, the cards staying in good standing for a long period of time. So don't just play hopscotch with your cards and go from company A to company B because you get these offers and close them. You need a long-standing record of credit that's going to go ahead and give you the kind of numbers that are going to build the credit. So a lot of people, where they always go in, and especially credit cards, they go into a store and this says, oh, you'll get 30% off or whatever because you get this card. Those are store cards. Those aren't looked favorably as far as building your credit score. And having multiple ones of these can be very detrimental in your credit. So again, you can be doing all these things perfectly, but yet you're not going to go ahead and build that long credit rating because you're working with some of these folks that they consider that more of a desperate move because you don't have the open credit on your regular bank cards, or possibly you're not credit worthy otherwise. Their standards are a little lower, their rates are always much, much higher.
Thank you, George. When we come back, we're going to have some information on how to monitor and improve your credit score. Stay with us.
Switch to Citizens and Northern Bank, where you'll experience better banking. CNN creates value for our clients beyond just a bank account or transaction. Connect with us online, at your local office, or over the phone to see how hard we work to make managing your finances a fulfilling, trouble-free experience. As your bank for a lifetime, we'll help you spend less time making a living and more time making a life. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back. George, monitoring our credit score.
Oh gosh, there's tons of services out there that promise to monitor the score for you. I don't know who's legit and who's not, and it's really hard to tell out in the internet who's right and who's not. But you have access to, and it's supported by all the three main bureaus, annualcreditreport.com, which is free of charge. And you can monitor the activity on these three different services in a quarterly fashion and effectively basically check things right along to make sure that nothing weird's going on with your credit.
What about improving credit?
Well, it's hoped that if you follow some of the other suggestions you have here, that won't become necessary. But if you do have a problem, the best thing you can do first off is to contact the creditors you're dealing with and try to go ahead and work something out with them. Most people that you owe money to are very willing to speak with you, so hiding from them or not talking to them is the worst possible decision. You know, it can take a lifetime to build up good credit, but you can tear it down overnight. So it's very important that in order to fix these big problems, that you address them head on and talk to them. Probably the services that offer to go ahead and fix it are maybe a little bit self-serving and nefarious. Talk to your lender. it's best if you're dealing with a local bank because there you know you have people you can talk to.
How does my credit score affect me getting a loan at C&N Bank?
Well, your credit score is considered at C&N Bank in many ways just like anywhere else. The difference is dealing with a local lender, we try to look beyond the numbers to come up with solutions to make things possible. Also, you'll be working with someone directly and they can go ahead and analyze where your situation is and help guide you to make things possible later on. We're in it for the long haul. We're your bank for a lifetime.
Remember, it takes a long time to build a strong credit history, but you can tear it down with poor decisions overnight. By following these tips and monitoring your credit report regularly, you can be sure your financial well-being stays healthy year after year. Thank you for watching the Homepage Network.